right, I want to call the meeting to order. If I could get a motion to adopt the agenda.
Second motion.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Get a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
Have a motion to approve. I have a second.
I'll second.
We have a second. All in favor? And any opposed? Motion approved. So, just to introduce, we have a new commissioner, which is basic, I guess her title is an alternate. Tonight, she is an active commissioner with a vote because John Holloway's not here. But this Lisa Doyle is our new commissioner on the Historic Commission. So Lisa, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay, so moving right along, we're going to throw you right into everything, right into the fire. All right, first case 407 South Main Street. You can come on up to the front, please.
Okay.
Right there in front of the microphone, just need you to state your name and your address and then what you would intend to do.
Okay, Karen Prangeman, 407 South Main Street, and I plan to put a generator in my backyard.
Okay. Pretty simple. Pretty simple what you wish to do.
Yep.
Does any commissioners, Mary, do you have any questions or anything?
Good idea.
Lisa, any questions, or does anyone have? So just to clarify, looking at your map, into where's the location?
Okay, it's on the map. So if you look, that's the view from the street. So right now you can't see it. So if you look, yeah, so on the map,
Yes.
I think we pointed, we have it right there. The generator, it says
To the left.
Generac generator to be installed there.
Oh, I see it.
Yeah, and that, the next picture, when you see the tree, like the purple tree, that's from the street. So you have the purple tree and then there's a fence and, I mean, I don't think, maybe in the winter you might be able to see
That's
side.
where I was getting at. It's completely blocked.
Completely blocked. I mean,
From the street.
possibly in the winter, but I don't think you would. And if anyone had a problem, I could put up something behind it, but you're not gonna see anything.
All right.
So so this is where it is. So these are my fig trees. I planted them from babies, but it's gonna go right where that little indent is in the fig trees. So it'll be there, so, and then there's a fence, and then there's landscaping in front of that fence.
All right.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I second motion.
Okay, so we have a motion on the floor to approve. We have a second with Ms. Carroll. All in favor? Any opposed? You're approved. All right, thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Yay.
All right, the next case, 7 South Main Street. All right, welcome. There's paperwork out here, and I just need you to state your name and your address for the record.
It's Tara Talbot, 7 South Main Street, Wheatland.
And then just give us a little information on what you would like to do.
Sure, I've acquired my off-premise license to sell bottles of wine to go, and I'm looking to change my signage, or add to, my signage just to support that, and kind of advertise that I'm able to do so.
So what's going on is going to be trying to look at the height here.
Sure, it's very high up, the sign is, actually, yes.
Ryan, did you measure it doesn't meet code?
It's gotta be at least 7-foot clearance above the sidewalk.
I would imagine that it is, because this sign is a lot higher so that you can see past, to be able to see like Greyhound bookstore and
Right.
that, but.
Yeah,
we need
when
to
I
measure
looked at the
according to
permit for the signs that were already there, it was a 10-foot clearance, so that sign looks pretty small. I think there'll be plenty of room.
Okay.
I mean, we can, it's beautiful, but it's got, you're the one that's got to tell us.
I would say maybe a approve it as long as it meets the clearance. I can confirm, you know, as you're hanging it, we can make sure it meets the height
Sure.
requirements.
Yeah, absolutely.
I just hate to see we have some kids going through town now. I don't want to see them run up there and start patting
Banging
your
in,
sign.
yes, I agree, thanks.
Start knocking it off and causing trouble and whatnot. But, okay, so, anyone want to entertain a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve as presented, as long as the clearance works with
Yeah,
the-
I mean, I think it can work either way because it's on the chains and that can definitely be shortened to make it higher. So several ways probably to make it work.
Okay.
Second, sounds good to me.
So we have a motion to approve. We have a second with Mary. All in favor?
Aye.
And any opposed? Okay.
Okay,
All right.
thank you. Have a good evening.
Thank you. All right, next up, 310 South Main Street. Mr. Ingram?
That's me.
So I just need you to state your name and your address for the record.
William Ingram, 310 South Main Street, and I'm here to install a generator too.
Well, we've all had comments on the generators, that somebody must be coming down the road and selling generators.
That's not exactly how I came to it.
Okay, well, I guess just the location is just the one concern, and I see towards the back of your house, out of the view pretty much of,
Totally, if you can follow my pictures
Yes.
that I sent.
yeah.
I made a mock-up of the unit and set it there and then walked out to the street and took pictures. And as long as those azaleas are there, you'll never see it.
Thank you for all the pictures. It was very helpful to me. I appreciate you taking the time to do that.
Yeah, I thought your generator came from Amazon.
No, the town would have problems, with the electric company would have problems with that.
Okay, any other questions, Lisa or
No.
Laura? Anyone have anything else for Mr. Ingram? Go ahead.
I would like to make a motion on case number 8-6-25-23 for 310 South Main, that the generator as shown in the pictures and in the application be approved.
Okay, we have a motion to approve. Do I have a second?
My second.
So with a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay.
Thank you very
Our
much.
generator in. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ingram.
Okay, next up, 16 Broad Street. And I'm going to recuse myself, just as my relationship with this case. And actually, with the case that we have next, and my relationship with them, I'm going to recuse myself from both cases.
Nor do you just know too many people.
Laura's going to take over.
Rhonda, if you want to sit, you can.
It's fine. So you just stand. Hi, how are you?
Go ahead and just tell us about what you'd like to do.
So at 16 Broad Street at the salon, if you're looking from the road and you have pictures of the eaves and also from behind there, rotten wood, and I just want to replace them with AZAC wood.
Amazing.
And keeping the same colors and all the things.
So it's gonna look the same, just
Just
is
fresh.
instead of wood. Okay.
And not rotten.
Do you have comments?
Exactly.
Well, when you see replace rotten wood, it's always a good start. You know, on South Main, on historic district, we're always glad to see rotten wood being replaced, so it's a nice start.
That's all, just to make it look fresh.
Lisa, do you have any comments? No comments. Would someone like to make a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve case number 8-6-2524 for 16 Broad Street, to approve the rotten wood removal and replacement with AZAC as presented in the
Great,
I'll second the motion.
Okay.
thank you.
Oh, I forgot, all in favor?
Aye.
All
Thank you,
against?
Rhonda.
Okay, the next one, Sharon,
Yes, ma'am.
you're up.
The building looks great.
Yes, Sharon.
Yes.
That's
Run it
beautiful.
improvement, looks terrific. I'll say that first.
Mary is saying it already, she's saying it looks beautiful.
Yes.
I think we can all pretty much agree.
Well, first you should
Nice.
apologize. We never thought the warehouse was really part of this. We've always appeared for you, for everything.
Yeah.
we've
Oh,
done.
we
That
did
just
that.
seemed
Yeah.
like,
A
we were
warehouse
just,
just.
warehouse making it a little prettier. Because
Well, it looks
Bill's a
amazing.
very difficult tenant. and we
Yeah.
had to do it like that.
So new to town. I remember when your mother sat up here as chair.
I know. I was looking when she did, yes, absolutely.
I just feel like it's already been done, we all like it.
Yeah.
This is a technicality, so let's go ahead and
With our
make a motion.
technicalities. You go ahead. I have my glasses on.
Oh, you don't have your glasses. Okay, no, I
I
have
read ones. I have read ones.
I will make a motion to approve case 8-6-25-25 for, what's this number here?
I think you just gotta put something.
Well, I take it for the repainting and doors and so forth is set forth on the application from Decatur Investment.
Do we have a second?
I second.
Lisa? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed?
It's really such a nice addition, the brick sidewalk, I mean, that really looks wonderful.
Yeah, we were
Very impressed. I'm looking forward to shopping there.
Yeah.
He's got it full.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I'll be in.
Yeah, I think he does.
So, it's all done.
Okay,
Taken
thank
care of,
you.
approved.
All
Thanks,
right,
Sharon, for
thanks.
taking the time.
Yeah. Thanks,
Bill, thanks. Bill, when are you opening officially? Are you already open?
We're officially open.
You
When the
are?
sign went up, we're officially.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Then I'll check it out. I don't know what's kept me away so long. I love the shop. It's so far.
Maybe you work like me.
It's so far.
Thank y'all.
Thanks.
See you.
That's it. Morning. I screwed up one, but.
All right. So we don't have anybody from the public, so we have any comments from the public, any emails? Do we have any emails to us or anything, no comments from the public?
Nope.
Thank goodness. Staff, you guys have anything for us or anything?
Not regarding these cases, but did you get my email about, you guys were gonna take a field trip from the last meeting about the paint colors? Did you guys decide what colors you approved for, the snowball stand and the other side of that building?
They were gonna choose colors and come back to us, I think.
Yeah, we haven't seen any colors from them. Have you seen them? Have they given them to you?
I thought at the meeting, you guys said you were gonna take a field trip and then go look at the colors.
Well, they have somebody choosing for them, and that night, right after we walked out of here, they went and spoke to her, and then I spoke to her, and we left it then that they were gonna decide on the colors and then bring them back to us.
Okay, so they need to come back for another meeting?
I mean, we might be able to just do it with,
An email, but
An
we
email.
don't, we haven't
After
seen
they-
Okay,
them.
so they don't need to make a formal application and come back?
You probably assume.
You approved it under the,
Yeah, you can say it.
We've already approved that they're
yeah,
gonna be
you
able
approved it
to
under the
paint.
condition of agreeing upon the
Yeah.
color.
Mhm,
There,
after the
so-
meeting.
After the fact. So we just have to include the approval once
I
decided
had to
in
check.
the property file, or in the application.
She had.
as soon as Sue Moore and decides on, because there was some confusion, because she assumed that they were gonna do all the trim, that color, but they were just gonna paint over what was pink.
Okay,
And so then there was gonna be, a bunch of different colors. So when Sue found out, she said, oh, no, that's not what I meant. So they just need to, between them, decide what they wanna do, and then,
Come back to us with what they have.
So whatever they decide you're okay with?
Or they're gonna show it to us. I'm sure it'll be okay, but.
So you need them to come back then?
Well, not to come back, but if we could just be emailed the colors,
Okay,
then we could do it through an email.
okay.
That way they don't have to come back.
Yeah.
Or maybe the next time you see Sue, just say,
Yeah.
hey, did you
I'll ask
come up
her.
with any colors yet?
The problem is I think the Rosenblatts were going to Florida. They were traveling, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Or
They travel a lot, yeah.
I think they were traveling, so as soon as they,
Well, you can mention to Sue when you see her.
I
that
will.
Maybe they come up with a color or something, just so we can get it,
Go.
close the case.
okay,
So-
okay, I will, I'll say something.
Was the bank ever decided on, that was the one meeting I had to miss, was that the bank colors for?
Well, what happened was.
Pepto-Bismol pink, as I used to call it.
Yeah,
Well,
what
That-
happened was-
That's where we were, that's what.
Sue had chosen 2 gold colors. And she assumed that, I think, that they were gonna paint all the trim that color. But when they came in and presented, they were only planning on painting the pink with the gold. So then that left it gold, green, and then some white.
Yeah, which the white has got to go for that.
Yeah, and so we agreed that we would pass their door and they would come back with a color after we all spoke to Sue.
Yeah.
So that's where we are.
I think they want to get it perfect. You know, I don't think
They do,
there's any
Well, when I
urgency.
talked to Robbie after that meeting, I think that, as she said, how much she loves Berlin, the whole thing, you know when people have a real sense of pride in what they're doing and reflection and all that, and I certainly pick that up, and Sue certainly has excellent taste. I think maybe the misunderstanding, and as we know, I've said so many times, sitting here, the eye has to travel. I can't say, oh,
Yes.
white windows, gold trim, great.
Yes.
Then you don't get that flow, which we have all the different shades and hues of green that are the trim for almost all of South Main Street. And so your eye just flows, it's just variations of the hue of green, and it works. You don't even think about it, it's just this nice flow. And I think when you jump in a color like yellow, I mean, I had our landscape trucks painted Corvette yellow because everywhere I went, you had green and white trucks. You're on a Capitol Beltway, you see a yellow car, a yellow truck, I said, that's what we'll do. We'll paint our landscape trucks Corvette yellow, and that way they'll stick out. So the minute you say yellow or gold, you'll notice that even with garden flowers or plants, you've got to be able to repeat it somewhere else, or it just grabs your eye. Yeah.
So they're gonna come back. I mean, I knew when they presented it that it wasn't what Sue wanted.
Yeah.
So,
But she wasn't here for the meeting.
But she wasn't here, so that's what I was thinking.
I don't
Yeah.
think-
But at the same
like you say,
time-
I don't think they're rushing it, I think they want to get it right.
yeah, and that's the thing, and I also didn't want to discourage them because they don't have to do anything with that, you know what I mean? They want to do what's nice, what's right for the town. So I don't want to discourage them and have them say, you know, well, fine, we're not going to do anything.
Well, we've had some people get really like that.
Yeah, and I didn't want to do that because they really do want to do a good job, so.
How's your neighbor's house coming across the street, the guy with the magnolia tree, foot of Washington Street?
Yeah, I was gonna
I mean,
ask that, too.
there's the perfect example, I mean, of someone that just sort of digs his heels.
Let me
in.
say one thing, their house looks good, but he stood here in front of us and told us he was painting it white and he painted it gray.
I didn't
feel
know.
like it,
I
yeah,
didn't
I do remember that.
He painted it gray.
Yes.
I mean, he should, well,
I guess fortunately we say it's not black, like.
it looks good. I don't know how that should be handled.
They still have his trailer sitting there, the last
It's
time I
parked
went by,
in
it was still there under the tree.
It's in the driveway.
It's in the
Yeah.
driveway.
It's outside, too.
I mean,
it tagged?
it looks so much better than it did
Mhm.
that I didn't even know whether I should say anything, but.
No, you need to find out why he changed his paint color.
Yeah, I am wondering. And he did come in the other day and get his permit for the windows, so that's gonna be happening soon.
Well, did the inspector, I mean, is she checking things that we approve?
For like historic? No, because they wouldn't really be like code violations. It would just be approvals that you guys gave.
Well,
Or aesthetic violations.
We've been asking for somebody for 25 years to check on what we approve. That's why we've got such a mess with certain places uptown. I mean, if we don't have anybody that will go and check, this is what happens. If he's painted his whole house gray and it's supposed to be white. Well, certainly, he's not gonna wanna paint it over. How expensive would that be? But if we had somebody check it, they could have caught it maybe before he started.
I just
It's a lot
noticed that one
like the
day.
house on William Street that the man lives in, and you know the workers are living in the little cottage on the front, and then he has what I call the Home Depot on Franklin Avenue.
Yes.
Where you go over there, and it looks
Yeah.
like, I mean, it looks like Home Depot. I don't know how to say
Well, that's
it, but if I
what-
lived in that
like that-
neighborhood,
Yeah.
someone started, and he keeps saying, well, I'm working on the building. How many years? I mean, how many years have we been on here, Carol? 15, 20 years? And the guy says the same thing, well, like, give me patience, I'm just trying to finish that building. What is it, a garage? And he's got lumber, do you know what we're talking about on Franklin Avenue?
Yes, I do.
It looks like Home Depot. Why
Yes.
doesn't Home Depot is more orderly? But it certainly doesn't, it isn't a residential, it's a residential street,
Yeah.
and it certainly has a,
Yeah, that address has been addressed.
that is a
by
code
code enforcement. Mhm.
huge code issue.
Good. As long as there's some sort of work going on, we're letting him work. I know it's taking a lot of time, but there was a long period of time, nothing was getting done.
So we're talking about your neighbor now. We're not talking about
No, we're talking about that, the one you're talking about.
Home Depot, as I call it.
That one, yeah.
I'm just.
That
bored.
seems like you only have, I thought when you build a house, how long do you have to fix an addition on something?
See, I don't know exactly what project he's working on there,
It's called BS project.
pretty much.
Well, you know what, the worst problem I think right
Nobody's in
now
here.
with us is the glaring problem is Main Street that's next to the Prengamans that we approved. What happened was we approved that modern art studio because the house was supposed to be built in front of it. He never built the house.
Right.
And now there's that conglomeration back there
Little
and it's a
black.
mess. He hasn't done anything. Is there any way code enforcement can do anything?
Or you're talking about the, like the garage, it's like that
Rainey.
black, dark.
Yeah,
Something
yeah.
Rainey, his first name, his last name is
He has the,
Rainey.
Well, they took the electric out of it,
Yeah.
you know, they did.
And there's, you know, the fencing, the plastic
Yeah,
fence, you know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
And it's just a mess.
Yeah.
And it's sad because it's on Main Street.
I
They have
know.
done just a disservice to the town.
Yeah, the grass is very tall, that's been
Yes,
addressed.
it's a mess.
Yeah. We
And
are
that's
coming
the
across
worst
several
eyesore.
properties that they have permitted doing the accessory building first with,
Without that.
with an understanding that the original building would come after,
Yeah.
when it never does.
Yeah, there's one on, your neighbor, that house, it's just been a
Yeah.
garage for 20 years.
Yeah, yes, mhm, yeah.
That's been there for 20
Yes,
years.
Yep, that's another one that we've
He had a
discovered.
song and
But at
dance with
least-
me about water and sewer, that the town wasn't gonna let him do that until he got his water and sewer, and I don't have any money to do, he got off on a tangent of the finances, you know, that he couldn't do that. So therefore, that was the song and dance he gave me when he called that time, and
But the one that's on, it's not Bay Street, Pitt Street,
Pitt Street.
the one that's on Pitt Street is at least well kept.
Yeah.
And here we have one on Main Street that's such an eyesore, it's such a mess, and it's such a, I feel terrible that we passed him, you know, but we did, not knowing that that was gonna be.
well, he was sitting
And
there
that's
with
where-
Ed Hammond,
Yeah.
who's been a fourth-generation homeowner there on South Main Street, and, you know, spoke for him and thought in good faith, you know, and he said, well, I've got my studio in New York. I said, well, why did you call me? Well, I got your number from so-and-so, and I had to tell you what was going on. I said, well, you need to come back to the meeting and tell us what's going on, you know. And he just got on sort of this ramble about, I don't have any money about doing that. I said, you know, I always say, we're not Taylor Bank. You go to them, you need money, you come to us for
But, you know,
approval.
he could clean up that property so that it isn't, I mean, with that plastic, what is that? fence?
Silk fence.
Yes,
Yeah.
the silk fence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They could clean that up. They could, you know, at least grade a
Show
little bit
progress
and
being
grass
going on, something
seed
going on.
and make it look a little presentable, so maybe you wouldn't notice that black building back there. I feel like that's the least they could do because of what they've done to our, you know,
Main
historic,
Street.
beautiful town. Yeah.
It's interesting you talk about that, because today when I took a drive down South Main Street, I had a friend with me. We were looking at different houses, and all of a sudden she said, what's that? And it was that property, you know, it just sticks out like a sore
Warehouse
thumb.
or something.
That and the one that's about to fall down.
But they've come into town, you know, and they've torn up our Main Street and left it like that. And that's what's not, that's not right.
I think it almost sounds like talking today to me, listening when we're saying that we, even though we as a Historic District Commission have to meet standards, we have read what Coach Ball said in our meetings, we've had the books, we've gone to all Carolina senior members, I guess, over the years, and care so much about it. And then all of a sudden, we sit here, we'll spend hours at times, 7:30, go home, and then they do what they darn well please. It's like, so what? And so you think, well, is it just a figurehead? And how do we change that? I mean, is that something, how do other historic districts, I guess I might say, here in Annapolis or different places handle those issues?
Well, every one of us on here was under the understanding or impression that the code inspector was also going to follow up on things with us. We really need somebody.
So for like approvals that we approve, and some people are bending them, doing something different, but it's just, they're not being checked, was all.
Yeah.
And we had the assumption that now someone, not saying you, or someone would be that person that would just check up on it. And some things that we have approved or not approved because people continue to.
I think we have the need more than any other group in the town of Berlin. We're the ones that have the most issues.
We're the visual.
We're the
They're
visual
reason
and the
people come
downtown.
here and they walk up and down. We're not, you know, a shopping center, we're not a strip mall and a, you know, PG County.
We can't, if we rode by that gentleman's house and saw him just starting to paint the gray, we could pull in the driveway and say, what are you doing? I mean, we can't, we have no authority to do that.
So what, is that something, a quick question, what do you think? Is that something we present the mayor with? And say,
Yeah,
how
that's
does
what I
he
was
feel about
thinking.
it?
That would, I think it would be, I think that would be.
I guess we'll have to call, get up with the mayor
Just a
now,
question,
because we
and
thought
Ask
we
if
had
he could come to a
somebody.
meeting, or not when everybody's here. Of course, that's something we'd all talk about, you know, well, how are we going to handle this? Because we're just talking in the wind, and yet, when you see these things, and how in the world, well, I think we need to have someone help us out here. Because it's silly that we waste all this time, and then we come back and have these conversations we've had for years where nothing's done about it, and people do what they please.
And I would say, but not, I know, 9 out of 10 people, I would say, do it right.
But the one that doesn't, or the 8 out of 10 that doesn't.
Yeah, and they're the ones that we
real
hear about, it,
eyesores.
and it's the one that looks the best.
And it's a
The
constant,
tiki hut and all that
constant,
stuff.
constant.
If there's something in the code, we can definitely address that. So let me at least check.
Yeah.
Let me at
Even
least
a
check that.
timeline, when someone is renovating, refurbishing property, what is the timeline from the time they get their permits and they begin? And after a period of 90 days, 120 days, are they called to come back and explain what's happened? Then after that, are they fined if they don't meet? It's sitting there half finished, not unfinished. Is there anything like that?
Yeah, we can do the fine.
Building
because-
permits usually expire around the 1-year mark, as long as, you know, there has to be work done. I mean, they definitely expire if no work's being done.
Right.
So as long as work is being done, they usually expire around a year, and then as long as there's still progress, you can grant extensions.
Well, I think there's got to be something like, when I call it the Home Depot project, because I do not know the name of the person that has it, over there, I believe it's Franklin Avenue. What, you know, within a reasonable amount, if someone's looking and say, this is way more material than you're ever going to do for a 2-car garage. You know, this looks like a little small apartment building over here. What's going on? And are you keeping your property? The person come by and say, you need to get the trash picked up, you get your garbage emptied, your dumpster empty. I mean, or if that was their part of their job, it would be, you know, once a week to go by and just say, okay, I've got to write you up a citation. You've got to get that trash out of here, get this done, whatever needs to be done. I don't know who it is. That's where we go back to point 2.
It's a new inspector. Is she full-time? Is she work? Okay.
Yeah.
Or she's full-time, I don't see why.
So what's the job description? Exactly. What would the job
So,
description be?
but right now with code enforcement, we are, I'm sure you all have heard Carolyn retired, so we're down a person. So we're all kind of pitching in her vacancy, and we're trying to just do our best.
So I was
where
thinking
she is
Carolyn
hired
more
as
of an
full-time,
office
she's
person.
not out. She's not out as much as she should be right now.
Because Carolyn was an office person. She was never out on the field or checking on anything.
Right, but now nobody is in her spot and we're all having to cover anybody coming
Well, it sounds
in.
like they shouldn't have let Carolyn go to me until they got everything lined up. I didn't know she was gone. Yeah, how about that?
Yeah, this
Well,
was
she-
short
she
notice
had a
for
lot of
us as well.
history, And that's another unfortunate thing, other than Carol and myself. I would say Carolyn had as much history, and not all, a lot of it's up here with people knowing where to find the information out, and who was that person. Well, I'm really sorry to hear that, because I think she really brought a lot to what she did, and always accessible, and never too much to do anything. And we need those people in the middle, besides the other people that can do those kinds of tasks, can do them so graciously.
If she's code enforcement, in my opinion, and we'll get up with Zach, and, I mean, if she's code enforcement, then we have a code, I just can't see what, the few things that we need to have, we kind of know who's gonna do what they're supposed to do and who's not, that's what we need someone for. And I know that way back, we were told that once we got somebody, they would
We'll take care of all
work
those
with
things.
us also. We've got to have somebody.
Nornie is our chair. How are you going to wrap these ladies up, chatting your ear off, and how are you going to wrap this
Call
up?
for a
staying
motion of
safe?
adjournment, that's how I do that.
But before we adjourn, how are we going to put
This is
that?
the only place that we can have this discussion.
Yes,
Yeah, we can't meet
And an
together
open forum,
unless-
so we
yeah.
have to do it
Yeah.
here.
so.
There's no way around it. But in
Bring them and ask the
there's
mayor.
some questions that maybe need to be asked to the mayor, if I can call him and, you know.
See if he would be willing to come to a meeting, or would he rather for us to come meet with him at his time? Maybe his life is a lot more complicated. If he could throw out a date or time and how many of us could show up over there, and he could sit and have a Q&A with us.
Yeah, I'm sure we could set that.
Can we ask you to take on that responsibility?
We sure can.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah,
So-
I will set something up and
Right.
we'll have to go in two at a time because remember.
I have a quick question.
Yes.
So when someone files an application and they provide their drawings, their pictures, their before pictures and what they intend to do, is there a requirement that they come back when they've completed that work so that you can close that file out with this is what they asked to do and this is what was approved and this is what
The
the
code's not written that way.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it all goes, again, it goes along with
Along our
whatever's in the code. But
Yeah,
it was just, I was just curious.
Approach.
That would be a great idea, but they'd have to, have to.
Someone would have to track
Yeah,
it.
they'd have to amend the
Makes
code. But if we can have this new person work with us on things that we know may be an issue, that should help, I would think.
Yeah.
Nip it in the bud, and if word gets out that, we have someone that's really watching, maybe.
There's-
We're just, and I'm thinking, like the sign that we just approved,
Mhm.
and let's say that it ends up being 6 foot,
Yeah.
we're all gonna see that probably, but let's say that it's just a little bit low, and I'm really concerned about kids riding by it or on their skateboard and hitting it with their hands, and eventually that thing coming off, or something like that, and the height is, it really concerned me there.
Well, she should've checked
And
it.
who is going to enforce to make sure that they've done that?
Yeah, something like that should probably be followed up on.
Yeah, that's starting, I think that's where we're getting at. I think 9 out of 10 people do exactly what they're here to tell us that they're gonna do, and abide by everything that we recommend.
And
it's
after
sure
the
that
meeting,
way.
that person said things that were brought to my attention at the August 6th meeting were such and such, and then at the September meeting, come back and say this is how they were addressed. They couldn't do anything about 1 and 3, but 4 and 5. I mean, so we get a little, is that asking too much, you think? I mean, I know everyone's so crazy busy, but with computers and all, they would just get the database in there. What do you think, Marnie? I don't
Yeah.
know. That's something to aspire
Right now,
for.
they went from, or the town went from a handicap of not having code enforcers and all that. Now we have that, and now we've lost one
Down
from
one,
retiring.
off
So
staff.
now they're rebuilding again, and we've got a little bit of patience to let them get to where they need to be, because I think they got a lot going on.
Well, I don't think we're being impatient. I think we're just putting out our ideas and things that, how can we not sit here and whine all the time, but actually just put out some thoughts, and it'll either be, yes, it's a good idea, and we can do it, or no, we really can't because of other things, but we can do this, and try to find something that we're not sitting here 2 months from today or 3 months just saying the same thing over and over, at least try to
Ryan, the property that I mentioned on South Main Street, they're violating codes for like grass height and that kind of thing. Can they start being fined?
Oh, yeah, that's the easy stuff.
Yeah, I was gonna say, at
Yeah.
least we can get that
We
going.
Here's the
can,
thing.
we can abate that,
Good.
yeah.
Because
He can be
they,
fined.
Have
but
they
he's
been
gonna
sent
pay
a
for it.
letter about the grants and everything?
I believe so, but I'm
Because I
not
think you gotta
100%
send more
sure.
than one before
If
you
you don't have
actually
money,
get
you
cut
can
it.
fine.
No,
Okay.
no.
Just one?
No, we can,
and then eventually.
any, whatever number it is of violations, after each one, we can cut it. We can cut it, we can also cite them for it.
Right, that's where we get to, the town will cut it, and then they send them a bill, but if
Yeah.
they don't have money, he can pay.
But see, if he doesn't pay,
Exactly.
he gets
It
to
just,
sell it.
it just
he
gets to be a
can't
lien
sell
on
it.
the property. Just
Yeah.
because you've done the
Right.
work doesn't mean you're gonna get paid for it.
Right.
Yeah,
So-
Good.
but it'll be paid if he ever goes
He
to.
should be in there.
Yes.
Right.
All right.
Anybody else have anything else to bring up? Everything's good, everybody? Got a motion for adjournment?
Second.
Thank you, ladies,
Meeting
for
adjourned.
taking your
All right.
evening after work hours.
I know,
Once again,
I'm
just
tired.
extending your day.
I am